Hey, it's Rob from Centercode, and today we're going to get started with setting up your community, going over some basic navigation, and doing some visual theming. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and log into my community administrator account, and this right here is our landing page. So as you can see, we don't really have any marketing going on yet. It just kind of looks like a flat gray that we give you to start with, and there's no information on the landing page. So let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And then once I'm here at the community home, we'll go over a couple of quick navigational tips. In the top left, we have the community name. And if you upload a logo for your company, it'll replace that name with your logo. When you click on it, we get access to community management and community configuration. Those are the two primary places that we're going to be spending today. This is the Delta Edition. So if you're on free edition, you'll have kind of some limited choices there. Over to the right, we have the help menu, which has access to all of our resources, as well as ways to connect with us on social. I highly recommend joining the Discord server just to kind of interact and get some information, talk to other professionals in the space. And then in the top right, if you click on your avatar, you'll get access to your personal settings. And if you're the Centercode account owner or the person who set up the implementation, you'll actually get access to the subscription dashboard. I'll click on that real quick, where you can see who's in your team, essentially the builders that you've got access to. And then if you go into billing management, you'll access kind of our billing portal where you can get credit card information and invoices and things of that sort. And then if you're interested in other editions of the platform, you can click on upgrade options and find out what the other editions that we have, both Pro and Team Edition, in addition to the Beta and Delta editions that you're probably familiar with right now. So we're back at home, and the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a new theme. So I'm going to click on Community Configuration, and I'm going to go to Visual Themes. Now I could just edit the default theme, which is totally fine. If you do that, it'll work. When you save it, it'll update here. But I'm actually just going to click Create a New Theme, and I'm going to type in my company name, Cirrus Cybernetics. And then I've got some resources that I got from our marketing department ahead of time. I highly recommend this. So our menu logo is just going to be the company logo. The important thing here is that it has a transparent background, so a transparent PNG or it's an SVG. I have an SVG, so I'm just going to drag the file in from my other monitor. That's going to upload there. And then I've got a kind of textured background for the inner background. That's this gray portion that you see when I'm logged into the site. And then the outer background is that same region, but when you're logged out. The big things to take in mind here are inner backgrounds. Don't do anything crazy. Keep it kind of just lightly textured to provide some variety. The outer background, you can be a little bit more artistic and have fun with that, as it's just on the landing page, so it's okay. The favicon, I'm going to drop a link in the description below that gives you a link, a kind of a Google tool that'll let you grab it from your own company website. That's just a little logo that goes in the top left here. And then a lot of these colors here are kind of self-explanatory, but I'm just going to quickly go through and paste in some colors and talk about why. So the site header is this top bar right up here. I'm going to leave that how it is. I like that kind of dark blue, almost black color. And then for the caret, I'm going with this kind of pink salmon color that accents our logo really well, you're going to see. So I'm going to use that for both of the carets. Those are these little downward arrows here and the flyouts. And I'm going to use it for the buttons that appear on table groups. So that'll work out pretty good. The next thing I'm going to do is the on hover effect for the flyouts. I'm going to change the background to kind of a dark red color that complements that dark blue really well. And it's kind of a brand color for us here. So I'm going to use that both the table row background and the flyout background. So again, that's this color right here, that on hover. And then for the inner background, I'm going to leave that the same. That's this gray color. Now, even though I'm using a textured image that we upload, the image is using transparency level. So if you wanted to go with a brand color here, you could do that, and it would still work with the images we've provided. And we have a whole library of those images that I'll go ahead and link down the bottom as well. Okay, so now we've got the primary button. So that's this, the primary action right here on a button right here. I'm going to use that as the dark red again. The secondary button, so that would be if you have like a submit or a preview, like a secondary affirmative action there, it's going to be that. And then I'm going to make our link color this dark blue. The one last thing that I'm going to update is on our landing page. So the external landing page, I've got that image that I uploaded. It's going to be a little darker. So instead of using dark text and a dark link, just on the outer background, I'm going to go with white. The last thing I'll touch on is if you have a specific palette of colors you generally like to use from anywhere throughout the site, you can use those here, and then you can just drop a reference and select custom color 1 or 2 when you're creating content throughout the platform. That way, if you ever update these, it's bound to the custom color identifier and you can change it. It'll work throughout the site. We also display all of these colors in the text editors. We'll see that here in a second. So we'll go ahead and we will submit this. And then what we'll do is we'll make a quick update to our landing page. And that's also where we can change which theme is in use. So I'm going to go to basic settings right here out of the main menu. Here we go, theme. We're going to click on Serious Cybernetics since that's the one that we want. And then down here, since we're on the Delta Edition, we can update our landing page. So we've got Serious Cybernetics user testing. I'm just going to drop some lorem ipsum in here for the time being. And I'm going to allow visitors to create user accounts on. That'll mean if I give anyone this web address to the community, they can click the create an account button there. And the rest of this will be the same. If these are locked, it's just because you're on the beta edition of the platform. The same thing with editing the landing page. If you can't do that, you're likely on beta and you need to upgrade to Delta to get access to that. So let's go ahead and submit this. And now you can see our theme has taken effect. We got this dark color. Everything is looking pretty good. Let's real quick check out our landing page and see how that looks. So I'm going to click up here just to clear the session ended successfully. So there we go. This is all looking pretty nice. If I had some sort of graphic, I would like to use that here on the landing page, but for the sake of time, we'll keep it there. Let's go log back in, and we'll touch base on one more thing, which is privacy policies. The user testing programs typically collect a lot of data around their users. It's really important, not just to be compliant with the laws, but to be good stewards and let your users know what data you're collecting and how you're handling that. So if you go to community configuration and then public copy, you can click on privacy policy. And here you have two options. You can drop your privacy policy text right here in the copy and hit submit and you're good to go, which is kind of what we've done here. And then you have the other option. If you have an existing privacy policy on your company's website, you can just click redirect, put in the URL and hit submit. And then anytime users go to access your privacy policy, it'll just redirect there. So works super well. And that pretty much covers what we're going to go over here at the community level. Next video, we're going to get into creating our first project and going through all that setup. All right. Thanks and happy testing.